This is Lisa Marie Eard, Collegiate Success Coach for Campus Bound GPS. Enjoy a rebroadcast of an October tip from 2021. Hello, everyone. Okay, so we all know that we're in the college application process season. And I have a question just to throw out there. What kind of parent are you when it comes to the college application process? That's what I want to know. Are you the parent who says, my child's got this, and I'm just going to leave him alone, I'm going to leave her alone, and they're going to just do their thing because I know they can do that? Or are you the parent, like I was, that helicopter parent that is like, okay, where are you? What are you doing? What's happening? So tonight, Campus Bound GPS October tips. The tip we're sharing tonight is parents, your mindset matters. And what I'm going to discuss are some ways that you can shift your mindset and just be the parent you need to be for the college application process for your child, right? So I always tell the story when I'm talking about myself and the role shifting, because it is a shift, right? Just like your mindset is shifting, your role is shifting when you're going through the college application process. So I always use the analogy of being a driver. So for years, when, children are babies, you put them in the car seat, children are, involved in sports and activities, and you're taking them all these places. So mom, dad, you're in the driver's seat, right? You're the driver, you're taking them everywhere, going through the drive-through when everything is finished so you can get a snack, celebrate the wins, not celebrate, but mourn the losses, but still giving treats and stuff so that there's a feel good. So you've always been in the driver's seat. But now, as your child, as your son, as your daughter is going through the college application process, there is a shift. And it's a process where now, instead of being in the driver's seat, you're in the passenger seat. And that's how I kind of equate the mindset. So you're in a support role, you are in a guide role, and you are there to just be that ear, that hand to support your child during the college application process. So who am I? Who am I to tell you all of this? My name is Lisa Marie Eard, and I am the Collegiate Success Coach for Campus Bound GPS, and this is day 4 of October Tips. Campus Bound GPS is a program designed to help students and parents navigate the college application process. And tonight's tip, parents, your mindset matters, I believe is really important because been there, done that. So I always say that I don't come from the background of a high school counselor or a career counselor or a college admissions person. I am a parent. I'm a parent of 2. And when they went through the college application process, I was scared. I was nervous. I was a single mom, and I didn't know what to do. I prayed for my son because I said he's got a brain on him. He's got a high GPA, and being a single mom, I was really nervous about the money. So I prayed and I said, Lord, please let him get a tuition scholarship. And I always use this story. I said this story a lot, so some of you probably heard it. I said, be careful what you pray for, because he did get his tuition scholarship, but I didn't think about room and board. So be careful what you pray for, and just make sure you pray for the full ride. So my mindset when I was going through the process with my kids, and 2 different kids, 2 different situations, But with my son, I definitely was the helicopter mom. I was nagging. I deadline driven. And I was like, please, 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 let's do everything and anything to get these scholarships. Let's write your essays. I remember waking him up when I was like, wait a minute, there's a deadline. He was fast asleep. And I'm like, wait a minute, let's get you up so that we can get this application through before midnight. And he was like, Mom, I'm tired. And that's real talk. During this process, our children are nervous. Our children are stressed, and our children are tired. So what can we do to assist? What can we do to guide? How can we be the best parent in this situation? So these are just suggestions. But these suggestions, and look to my paper sometimes because I wrote some of these down. This is not a full list. This is partial list. But these are some things that as parents, you can do to help your child go through the college application process and be comforted. I think that's the best way, because you want your child to feel confident during the process. And I think the very first thing that needs to happen is to have a family conversation, have a family talk about the college application process, and real talk about finances, real talk about school, that type of thing. I think it's really important to set the foundation. One of the stories I tell where it comes to having the family talk and talking about money is I call it the Burke family situation. And this family, this young lady, went to her family and said, hey, I'm ready to apply for colleges. And Dad said, great. She said, I want to apply to this school, that school. He said, sure, go right ahead, do it. You have my full support. Mom was like, okay, this is good. Okay. So we're supporting her endeavor to just apply to all the schools that she's interested in. So she applied to a school that was out of state, got accepted. It was her number one choice, and came back, told Mom, told Dad, hey, guess what? I got into my number one choice. I am so excited. I'm really happy. This is it. I'm going here. And Dad looked and he was like, great. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy. But guess what? I don't have the money to pay for that tuition. And she was devastated. Mom was devastated because Mom thought, hey, if Dad is saying this, then, this could happen. But they weren't on the same page. And needless to say, she did not attend the school that was out of state. So the family conversation is really important. It's really important to make sure that as a family, you know what the limitations are, you know what the expectations are, and that will help ease and help with some of the decision making when it comes to the college application process and the selection of schools. So another thing is attend your child's financial aid night. And some of it probably happened already because FAFSA opened on October 1st. So many schools must have had their financial aid night already. But that shows that as a parent, you gain an understanding of how to get money to pay for college and why filling out the FAFSA is really important. And there may be talks about scholarships and grants and so forth. And sometimes they may have a school representative or a representative from a school talking about things. So it's really important to do these things to support your child so that you have an idea also of what's going on. With the FAFSA launching on October 1st, and this FAFSA has been launched for the academic year of 2022-2023. Another way to help is when you're filling out the form, fill it out together. Go through that process together. Gather your financials, speak to your child about their list of schools, get everything that you need to fill it out. We've had 2 conversations on Campus Bound GPS October tips in regards to FAFSA. Pamela Sams provided a lot of great information, and I followed up the next day with information just to kind of go over what she said because of the importance of this form. So if you haven't seen it, please take a look at those videos. But take the time to fill out the FAFSA together. It's not long. In fact, one article said it takes about 4 minutes. I say give it 15 minutes as you gather everything together. Another thing is you're going to do it for the FAFSA, but why don't you just take that step and review your child's college list together? Sit down, enjoy that time together, and then ask questions like, okay, why would you select this school? What is the draw to this school? Do they have your major? What is your major? What are you thinking about majoring in? And talk about campus size and campus environment, and try to ask those questions to find out if this could be a really good fit for your child. Okay. So another thing is with the reviewing of schools, go visit those campuses. Or if you can't visit physically because of COVID and any concerns you may have about going to a school campus, do the virtual tours on the school's websites. Just about all schools have a virtual tour. Or you can go to college fairs together and talk to the recruiters who are there on behalf of the school. Ask the questions. Actually, you do not ask questions. Have your child ask the questions about the schools. Have your child speak to the recruiters, speak to the admission counselor, speak to students if they visit a school, and let them be in charge of their destiny, of their next steps. So let them get familiar with asking the questions. You just be there just to support. And another thing, and I'll wrap up with this one. When it comes to the application, the dreaded essays are the bane of your child's existence. It's going to be the bane of your existence because you're going to nag. Hey, did you finish it yet? Hey, you got this coming up. Did you finish it yet? Did you meet the deadline? The deadline's coming up. Okay. So in order to not have that nagging type of look and feel or attitude with your child, and it does get annoying on both sides, the best thing to do is create the role of reviewer. Sit down and maybe brainstorm some topics. Have your child come to you and say, hey, here's the prompt. And then you two can sit down and brainstorm some things, but let your child write the essay. Trust and believe admissions officers know when parents have had a hand in writing the essay. So have your child write the essay, but you go through and review the drafts. And review. If there needs to be edits made, say, hey, look at this, look this over, and let's make sure that you have no grammatical errors, and just kind of move forward with that. So those are 5 things. I gave you 5 things to kind of do to, have that mindset of guide, supporter, just being there, being in the passenger seat, like I mentioned in the beginning, and just giving your child the love and support that he or she needs as they go through this college application process. Hopefully it will decrease some of the stress and anxiety that your child is going through. And because now you have an understanding, a mindset of being intentional in your role as a supporter, a guide during this process, hopefully that will decrease your anxiety levels, your stress as well. So I'll go through the list real quick. 1, have that family conversation. Talk about the important stuff. Talk about the money. Have that money conversation. Attend your school's financial aid night. And like I said, it might have happened already, but if it hasn't, do so, or just find out more information about financial aid. And then that'll help you with filling out the FAFSA, filling it out together. 3rd, review your child's college list together and ask the important questions. Well, why do you think this is a good place for you? Talk about the distance, talk about the campus size, talk about the mission and the vision of the school and the university, and see if it aligns with your child and your family values. Go on college tours together. Visit, if you have the opportunity to visit schools, go right ahead, or do it virtually if you need to. College fairs as well. But if you do, when you do, because you should, when you do, let your child be the one representing your child. Have your child ask the questions. What I did with my children, I rehearsed some of the conversations so they can feel a little comfortable when they went out and they had to speak to folks. And last but not least, because my list is not inclusive, is be that reviewer, be that editor for your child as they go through the personal statements and college essays for the application, the essays for the application, or the scholarships. Just be that support. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I hope this information was useful. But this is Lisa Marie with Campus Bound GPS October Tips, Day 4 on our 31-day journey of providing tips on the college application process. This is Lisa Marie with Campus Bound GPS, helping you and your child navigate the college application process. Good night.